This segment of the demonstration, we're going to try to get several things done. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the board that we're going to cut into segments. We squared this board, taking the first surface and joining it on the jointer to get it flat. So we've done first face. The second face is done on the surfacer. We joint then the edge on the joiner and then rip it to the width that we need it. In this case, it's need about 3.5 inches. I think it's 4 inches, but it'll just make the bowl a little bit, the major diameter a little bit larger, and that's fine. The other thing is we prepared basically a little gauge to set the blade at the proper angle, depending on what the miter gauge computer program tells us. And so we've got our blade tilt. We also then, with this is a Craig aftermarket miter gauge. I've set that at the proper angle, which happens to be 7.6, and this one will go into 6 tenths of an inch, this miter gauge. I've cut and tested to see. I'm making a 12 segment bowl, and I take this jig, which basically represents a quarter of a bowl, and these surfaces are 90 degrees to each other, and by taking and setting this in here, I can see if there's no gap along any of this, then I'm pretty well assured that my bowl is going to go together properly. Now I'm ready to go ahead and take the board, and I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of reference marks on here, one straight, one diagonal. This is the only reason for this is so that if I get the pieces mixed up, I can then go ahead and line them back up in the way that they've come off the board. My first cut then is made here like so. I've got a flip stop set for about 1.5 inches. I go ahead and use a toggle clamp to hold that piece. Take that piece out, I put my board over, clamp that down, make my second cut. I make my third cut.